Did you know that the magnetic poles of our beloved Earth aren't static and are, in fact, flipping? Yes, you heard it right. The magnetic poles that we've all learned about in school are not as constant as we once believed. This might come as a surprise to many, but it's an undeniable truth. The Earth's magnetic poles are not stationary. They are on the move, and they are flipping. This is the shocking reality we're going to delve into today. We'll begin by understanding what Earth's magnetic poles are, and then move on to the process of how they flip. We'll also discuss the potential impacts of such a dramatic shift. And finally, we'll address some of the most frequently asked questions about this fascinating phenomenon. So, buckle up as we embark on this enlightening journey to uncover the mysteries of our planet's magnetic poles. Stay tuned to uncover the mysteries of our planet's magnetic poles. Before delving into the pole flip, it's crucial to understand what Earth's magnetic poles are. Imagine Earth as a gigantic bar magnet, with the North Pole and the South Pole being the ends of this magnet. This isn't a mere analogy, it's a reality. Our planet is a giant magnet, and the magnetic poles are the regions where the magnetic force is the strongest. But how do these magnetic poles form? It's a fascinating process that happens right beneath our feet. The Earth's outer core, which is composed of molten iron and nickel, moves around the inner core, generating electric currents. These currents, in turn, create the Earth's magnetic field, giving rise to the north and south magnetic poles. Now, you might be wondering, why are these magnetic poles important? Well, they play a vital role in making Earth a habitable planet. The magnetic field generated by these poles acts like a protective shield, deflecting harmful solar radiation. Without this shield, life as we know it would be impossible. Moreover, the magnetic poles also serve as a guide for navigation. For centuries, explorers and adventurers have used compasses, which align with the Earth's magnetic field to find their way. In today's world, even the sophisticated navigation systems in our smartphones and GPS devices rely on the Earth's magnetic field. But here's something to ponder on. These magnetic poles aren't fixed. They move, and sometimes they even flip. Sounds unbelievable, right? But it's true. The Earth's magnetic poles have flipped several times in the planet's history. But don't worry, these flips don't happen overnight. They occur over hundreds of thousands of years. Now that we have a basic understanding of magnetic poles, let's explore the fascinating phenomenon of pole reversals. The flipping of Earth's magnetic poles sounds like a scene straight out of a science fiction movie, but it's real. This process, known as geomagnetic reversal, is a fascinating and complex one that has occurred multiple times in Earth's history. While the exact cause remains a mystery, scientists believe it's linked to the churning of molten iron within Earth's outer core. Imagine it like this. Picture a gigantic swirling whirlpool of molten metal deep inside the Earth. This whirlpool generates the Earth's magnetic field, and over time, these swirling patterns can change, causing the magnetic poles to drift and even flip. Now, how does a pole flip occur? It's not a sudden dramatic event, but a gradual process that unfolds over thousands of years. It begins with a weakening of the magnetic field, followed by an increasing movement of the magnetic poles. The poles then start to wander, even crossing the equator at times. Eventually, they settle at opposite ends of the Earth, completing the flip. So, how do we know if a pole flip is happening? The biggest telltale sign is a significant decrease in the strength of Earth's magnetic field. Currently, our magnetic field is weakening at an alarming rate, 10 times faster than previously thought, which has led some scientists to speculate that we might be in the early stages of a pole flip. Another sign is the wandering of magnetic north. Over the past century, the magnetic North Pole has been moving from the Canadian Arctic towards Russia at a rate of over 35 miles per year. However, before you start worrying about the apocalypse, remember this. A pole flip is a slow process that takes thousands of years. While it may cause some disruptions to our navigation systems and wildlife, it's unlikely to lead to any major catastrophes. In fact, the last pole flip occurred about 780,000 years ago, and life on Earth continued to evolve without any major hiccups. While this process might seem alarming, it's a slow process that takes thousands of years. Before we move on to explore the potential impacts of a magnetic pole flip, we'd love to take a moment to ask for your support. If you're finding this deep dive into Earth's magnetic mysteries fascinating, why not become part of our community? By hitting the subscribe button, you'll be the first to know when we release new videos exploring the mysteries of space and our very own planet. Your subscription helps us continue to provide quality content just like this. Also, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Are you intrigued, alarmed, or maybe a bit of both by the prospect of a pole flip? Do you have any questions or theories you'd like to share? Please leave a comment below. We read every comment and love hearing what our viewers think. And if you're enjoying this video, why not give it a like? It helps us understand what kind of content you find most interesting and helps others discover our videos too. So go ahead, hit subscribe, drop a like, and leave a comment to join the conversation. We appreciate your support and are excited to continue this journey of discovery with you. Now, let's dive back into the potential impacts of a magnetic pole flip. The flipping of Earth's magnetic poles isn't just a scientific curiosity. It could have potential impacts on life as we know it. So, what might these impacts look like? Let's break it down. First, we rely heavily on technology, much of which depends on Earth's magnetic field. Satellites, GPS systems, and even our power grids could be affected by a pole flip. With the field in a state of flux, these systems could experience disruptions or even failures, leading to a cascade of problems in our tech-dependent world. Next, let's consider the climate. It's not entirely clear how a pole flip might impact our climate, but some scientists speculate that it could have dramatic effects. The magnetic field plays a role in protecting Earth from solar radiation. If the field weakens during a flip, more solar radiation could reach the Earth's surface, potentially influencing our climate. However, this is an area of ongoing research, and there's still much we don't know. Moving on to wildlife, many animals, especially those that migrate, rely on the Earth's magnetic field for navigation. Birds, sea turtles, and even some types of bacteria use the magnetic field to find their way. A flip could potentially confuse these creatures and disrupt their migration patterns. We must also consider the impact on humans. While we don't navigate by the magnetic field, we are exposed to it constantly. Some researchers suggest that a weaker magnetic field could increase our exposure to harmful solar radiation, potentially leading to health issues. But before we dive headlong into panic, let's put things into perspective. Pole flips are natural occurrences that have taken place many times throughout Earth's history, usually every several 100,000 years. And guess what? Life has continued to thrive. So, while a pole flip could certainly bring about changes, we're not necessarily talking about an apocalyptic scenario here. While these impacts might seem daunting, it's important to remember that pole flips have happened many times in Earth's history without causing mass extinctions. The Earth is a resilient place, and life on it is remarkably adaptable. So, let's keep exploring, keep learning, and keep adapting right along with our dynamic planet. With such a complex topic, it's natural to have a few questions. So, let's dive into some of the most frequently asked questions about pole flips. One of the most common queries is, how often do pole flips occur? The answer is not as straightforward as you might think. Pole flips, also known as geomagnetic reversals, don't happen on a set schedule. However, based on geological records, we know they've occurred hundreds of times in Earth's history, with the last one happening about 780,000 years ago. So, while it's not a regular occurrence, it's not exactly a rarity either. Another question we often hear is, how do we know pole flips happen? Well, the evidence lies beneath our feet. By studying rocks and volcanic activity, scientists can see changes in the Earth's magnetic field over time. When lava cools and solidifies, it locks in the direction of the magnetic field at that time. By examining the magnetic orientation of different layers of rock, scientists can chart these changes and identify when pole flips occurred. A critical question many of you might be thinking is, can we predict when the next pole flip will happen? Unfortunately, the answer is no. While we know that pole flips do occur, predicting exactly when the next one will happen is currently beyond our scientific capabilities. The process is influenced by a complex interplay of factors within the Earth's core, and we're still learning about these dynamics. Finally, what can we do to prepare for a pole flip? There's no need to build a bunker just yet. While a pole flip could potentially disrupt some of our technology, it's not likely to cause catastrophic events like massive earthquakes or deadly radiation. The best preparation is to continue funding and supporting scientific research. The more we understand about pole flips, the better we can anticipate and mitigate their effects. Knowledge is power, and understanding this phenomenon helps us prepare for and adapt to changes in our world. So, we've taken a journey from the core of the Earth to the edges of our atmosphere, exploring the fascinating phenomenon of magnetic pole flips. We've unraveled the mystery of what magnetic poles are and delved into the intricate process that leads to their flipping. It's a dance of molten iron and nickel, choreographed by the Earth's rotation and the laws of physics. We have also examined the potential impacts of a magnetic pole flip, from possible disruptions to our navigation systems and satellite technology, to the exposure of our planet to higher levels of cosmic radiation. Yet, despite these potential challenges, we've discovered that life on Earth has persisted through numerous pole flips in the past. In answering your burning questions, we've underscored that this isn't a doomsday scenario. While the flip of Earth's magnetic poles might sound like a cause for alarm, remember that this is a natural process that our planet has experienced many times before. Stay curious, stay informed, and keep exploring the wonders of our world.